Well, if things didn't look bad enough for Bud Light over the last couple of weeks, or few weeks, I should say, because now we're in the seventh week where they are boycotting Bud Light. And I know, I get it. I see your comments. Everybody's like, it's not a boycott. This is not a boycott anymore. I understand, ladies and gentlemen. I get that. But for simplicity's sake, let's just name it what it is, okay? It started off as a boycott and it became a movement and it became a shift in consumer practice where people said, you know what? I don't need to give you my money. That's fine. I'll just go to your competitors. There's thousands of them out there. There's no reason for me to want to buy from you if you're going to just be doing this nonsense that people are tired of. But now apparently Bud Light is trying a new marketing strategy to try to win over people and get them to purchase their product. Although purchasing it is basically a strong word because essentially Bud Light is trying to give away their beer for free. Yes, they are trying to do this. This is a real thing, and it's quite pathetic. And we're going to get into this article, guys, showcasing it. But of course, before we do, all I'm going to ask is if you give this video a like so you can push us out into the YouTube algorithm, and consider subscribing if you hate this stuff because we are on our way to 20,000 subscribers. It says Bud Light is trying another new marketing strategy, which is free beer. This one's from Outkick. It says Bud Light is not having a fun time right now, which is very apparent. That much we know. During a time of the year, summer, when sales should spike as people are out enjoying their lives in the warm weather, Bud Light can't seem to give away their beer for free, but that's not going to stop them from trying. I think the greatest thing about all of this is the timing of which all of this went down, right? So all of this boycotting, all of this anger, all of this movement of shifting away in terms of sales, all of this happened around the time or right before the time where beer companies are at their prime, right? Summer, Memorial Day, everybody's trying to have their barbecues, everybody's out celebrating, everybody's out doing their thing, and of course, beer is probably one of the number one things that are purchased around this time and throughout the summer months. So the fact that this company is going to be losing massive amounts of sales at this time of the year is going to hurt them even more than if this happened in, say, December, for example. You know what I'm saying? It says here over at Outkick, we've extensively covered Bud Light's massive decline, partnering with a trans woman, Dylan Mulvaney, who actively mocks real women with a stereotypical and overly flamboyant impersonation of a woman, was not a good business decision. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. That's exactly what Dylan Mulvaney is. Dylan Mulvaney is a grifter among grifters. He is the ultimate grifter. This man has figured out a way to make money off of the backs of women and have a vast majority of them support him in that avenue. It's hilarious to me. But although women are starting to wake up little by little, but we need more of them to wake up because a lot of these women are just perfectly fine with men in dresses erasing them, which is just really sad when you think about it. Instead of bringing in new customers, as I assume was the plan, they turned off their customer base. That's fairly obvious from recent sales figures. It's not uncommon for alcohol brands to offer rebates. Walk into any liquor store and many of the bottles are adorned with little tags to mail away for a check in 4 to 6 weeks. This is a practice I took part in quite frequently in some of the leaner years of my life. Hey, I'm a communications major. You have to expect some lean years. But what you generally don't see in liquor stores is a rebate that covers the entire cost of the product. That seems like bad business. $10 back on that $30 bottle of Jack Daniels? Sure. Buy a second bottle and get an extra 15. Bud Light loves to try new and innovative ways to marketing strategies, but clearly, so here's another one, free beer. Now you have this picture here that was posted on Twitter by this user Michael_has, and it says displays seen in 2 different stores in Wisconsin, a state known for drinking a lot of beer. And then Clay Travis says they are literally giving away Bud Light for free. Now, so let's look at this picture, and my God, how pathetic is this? How pathetic is this? Think about this. From a company standpoint, you have cases of beer that are $15. They are $14.99. $15, right, for a 20-pack. Now you get a less $15 QR code. Final cost, $0. Oh my God, you gotta give away your beer for free. And the most hilarious thing about all of this, look at the fixtures, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the fixtures. They're still full. They're still full. It looks like somebody took a case of Bud Light off of the top here on this upper section. That looks like a missing case. But aside from that, it's full. It's full. So even though you're giving it away, people on average still do not want this crap. They do not want your product. Just live with it. Live with it. You lost 20 some odd percent of your sales. It's probably going to be that way for a long, long time. Just deal with it. Find a new way to make money now at this point because you lost it. That's it. Those customers are gone. They are long gone. And that's why people are saying, oh, it's not a boycott anymore. I agree with that notion. Once they're gone, they're gone. They're not coming back. These people are not wanting to come back. They don't need your product. They don't want your product. You've made it very clear. You don't like them as customers. So why are they going to stay? It says this is objectively funny. It's also funny because the display looks full. Oh, there you go. So people aren't even taking him up on the offer. It's exactly what I just said. Bud Light actually attempting to give away free beer. I have to say though, I'd find it pretty hard to turn down the free beer. And you know what's funny? I think a lot of people are probably in that same sentiment. They're probably in that same boat, but there is just so much hatred for this particular brand. This brand is going to be the scapegoat for a lot of people who are just mad at corporations right now. They're going to take it out on this company. And Bud Light, unfortunately, decided to be the first one to do it because they wanted to be ahead of the curve, right? They wanted to be ahead of everybody else in their pandering for Pride Month. And they unfortunately realized that that was probably not a great idea. And by being one of the first to do it, way before Pride Month even hit, now you're one of the first to be boycotted, and now it's gone past the boycott. Now it's essentially a shift in consumer affairs. Now people just don't want to deal with you as a product anymore. You are so fucked. It is hilarious to me. It says, I get it. People are free to support companies with which they agree and disassociate from ones they don't, or not take the company politics into account at all. That's the beauty of our free capitalist society. I'll say this though, I'm not actively boycotting Bud Light or anything like that. Boycotting requires too much effort and I'm lazy at heart. I haven't had a Bud Light since the disaster went down. And you know what's funny? I think a lot of people are probably in this boat right here. I think a lot of people are in the boat where they're not actively boycotting. It's not like they're going out of their way to not buy Bud Light. They just don't care anymore. They've lost all sense of wanting to even consume the product at the most basic level, and they've decided to find something else, and they probably have at this point found something else. So there's no reason for them to say it's an active boycott anymore. You just lost people. That's it. They're gone. They're gone, bro. They're not coming back. It says, why? Well, Coors Light and Miller Lite to me are practically the same thing. I don't drink cheap light beer because I love the taste. No, I'm trying to catch a buzz and save some room in my stomach and wallet for some burgers and hot dogs at the 9-hole turn. And if all three are an option, it's easy to pick any of the three, so I choose not to select a Bud Light. However, if someone handed me a Bud Light on a 6T box and said, this is free, I'm not slapping it out of their hands. Sorry. And I'm sure a lot of people are like that too. I mean, listen, as long as you didn't go out your way to buy it yourself and somebody gave it to you for free, literally, like you had no participation in purchasing that beer, a lot of people probably would not turn it down. But overall, a lot of people are choosing when it comes to their actual dollar or their time. Now it doesn't cost you anything. The only thing it costs you to get a pack of Bud Light is your time, and people don't even want to waste their time doing it. So you don't get their money, you don't get their time, you get absolutely nothing from these people, and that's the situation they find themselves in. It says, think of it this way though, Bud Light still has to pay to manufacture that beer. It's not free to make, so if you do buy a case of Bud Light and force them to pay you a full rebate, you're actually taking money away from the company. Don't people want to see you drinking it? Dump it on a red Solo cup. 'Tis the season anyway. I'm just saying I find it hard to turn down free beer. That doesn't make me less American. I think it's more American, if anything. So I don't know. I think this guy is trying to justify why he's probably going to end up being seen drinking Bud Light at some point in time. But listen, we've seen the absolute destruction of this company. It's not going to slow down. It's only going to get worse. And the numbers are going to be even more drastic because you guys got to remember, their sales were much higher last year around summertime because that's just normal for a company like this. So now you got to imagine going into the summer months with everything that's happening, the difference in sales is going to be even more drastic than the 20 to 30% it's already been right now. But I think the number is going to stay within that range, give or take, depending on a few scenarios. But ultimately, Bud Light is just completely fucked. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.